Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is the Patek Philippe minute repeating perpetual calendar 5374G-001 in white gold with blue Grand Feu enamel dial. This is a 2021 to present variant of a model originally launched in platinum at Basel World 2016. It is also the descendant of 2001's 5074, and prior to that, the grandparent of this model would have been the 1989 3974. The watch in my hand is in the $1 million price range, and I have to say I ordinarily have no interest in watches at that price point because they tend to be $1 million watches for one of two reasons, neither of which intrigues me. Either they're very old or they're very hyped. This watch, however, appears to be worth $1 million on the basis of rarity and the energy involved in making it, which, from my standpoint, seems completely legitimate. So in 42 millimeters diameter, in white gold, it's 12.4 millimeters thick, it's 51.3 millimeters from lug to lug, and has a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. I'll throw this watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. I love Patek Philippe, and I love complications, so this is right up my alley. It is a big piece, though. If your wrist is my size, as you can see down the barrel, it'll fit. It'll fit fine. But if your wrist is any smaller, you're going to want to go out and find a 3974. You can see the watch wears thin, and it will fit underneath the cuff, but it also wears broad across the wrist, which is most evident from this over-the-top shot. Always go by the down-the-barrel angle, however. The strap is substantial. Patek Philippe prides itself in using large, rectangular, symmetrical scales on flagship pieces, and that's what we have right here. I would describe it as sort of a medium blue gloss with a bit of a distressed grain. We've got an edge that is folded with a monotone stitch. You can see calfskin on the bottom. No crimping, no gouging. We have pull-tab spring bars, so you can pop the strap off the case without tools. Patek Philippe factory strap, and then we've got a white gold, really gray gold, folding clasps to match. We've got the Calatrava Cross. It's the logo of the manufacturer. It's also on the crown. It's a snap shut that features a little radial spring internally, so when it's closed, it actually does have pretty good adhesion. It won't pop open. Taking a look now at the case itself, you can see that the flanks are relieved, and then there's satination inside with cabochon at the ends. It's a glorious look. We have the repeater slide, originally created by Patek Philippe case-making collaborator Jean-Pierre Hagman, and now universal not only on Patek, but most minute-repeating wristwatches. Then on the other side, we have a simple crown. Taking a look, there are some pusher adjusters here because this is also a perpetual calendar. How do you know when not to set the calendar? Well, you can see there's a little hand coaxial with the day of the week. That hand lets you know, for example, whether you're looking at AM or PM. Most importantly, it lets you know whether you're looking at day or night. So you can see that little stub hand is passing 12, so you know that it is during the day. It's not down at 24. So if you needed to use these pusher adjusters to set the perpetual calendar, you could do so. Why don't we fire up the minute repeater, which features cathedral gongs, and once we've explored what this watch is really meant to do, then we will talk a little bit about the dial side. You always want to set your minute repeater at about 12:59. Hopefully I just rolled it over there. Okay. Fire this up and hear cathedral gongs. Bing! Hours, quarters after the hours, and minutes after the final quarter. If you want to put on a show with your minute repeater, you do it by setting to 12:59. Now, surprisingly, this watch does have a little bit of lume. Two things that make this very special. Breguet applique white gold Arabic numerals, so Breguet style Arabic, and that's always a sign of a very special watch at Patek Philippe. And then a solid gold dial with vitreous Grand Feu enamel, so a glass-based paint applied up to 20 times and cooked in up to 800 degrees centigrade. Patek Philippe now doing this in-house. So if you're wondering why it says email, it's emal. It's not a sports watch, and it's definitely not a smart watch. That means enamel en français. So we have this incredible fired blue enamel dial, and dark enamel shows all of its flaws. That's why most enamel is white. It's easiest to do that way. If you really want to strut your stuff, you use a dark color like black or blue, and this certainly matches the description of the ultimate challenge. So we also have white gold hands at center. The idea of using white gold for hands and numerals is that they won't oxidize, tarnish, or discolor with time. Perpetual calendar. So we have coaxial indications, the hour of the day and the day of the week, the month and the phase of the leap year cycle. 4 is always the Summer Olympics. And then we have our pointer style date and the moon phase. So there's no need to correct this calendar. It can deal with a regular length of months. It can deal with leap years. No corrections are necessary until the year 2100. Now the moon phase has a setting interval, which means once you set it, it need not be corrected for 122 years. Turning it all over, we have a well-traveled movement here. This is the Patek Philippe caliber R27Q. It's 28 millimeters in diameter. It's automatic winding. It's got a 48-hour power reserve. The watch is remarkably decked out, as this movement, which features 39 jewels, features almost 500 parts, 478. So things we've got going on right here. We've got a micro rotor, 22 karat, and engine turned. You can see it's got a grand horse or barley corn cut on it. That allows the watch to have a big open case back as though it were manual without obscuring your view of the works. And it also allows the watch to be thinner. Now taking a quick look here, you can see that we have a watch that is adjusted fully and a movement that is beautifully decorated. In many regards, it's the Patek Philippe of your dreams. Mirrored bevels, broad luminous stripes, polished screw heads with chamfered slot and circumference. Look at these strikers, mirror polished on their tops, drawn to sharp edges on their side by beveling. We have countersinks for the screws and the pivot jewels that have been internally beveled. Look at the snailing on the surfaces of the winding bridge below the rotor. It is glorious stuff. What we've got on the balance side is a Gyromax style free sprung balance. There is no hacking. That's one feature it does not have. But if you look at the dial side, you can see there's also really no seconds hands. That's super critical. And it beats away with a silicone hairspring. So it's free sprung for precise setting and for greater durability against shock. And then it has a Spiromax silicone hairspring, which has two advantages. One, to offer it a bit of resistance to magnetism, and by that I mean a whole lot of resistance. And then because this is at least the 3rd generation Spiromax, although it's a flat hairspring and thin like a flat hairspring, it also breathes concentrically like an overcoil, which is very important. Now the movement has no protection against water. Patek Philippe minute repeaters are dust and moisture exposure only, so you don't want to take this swimming. Patek now says 30 meters means a real 30 meters, but this is 0, so you don't want to take this swimming. Very, very important to keep in mind. An unbelievable feat of watchmaking artistry. It's also very accurate, as Patek attests that this will keep time to no worse than -1 + 2 seconds per 24 hours. All very worthy stuff. Minute repeater, perpetual calendar, white gold, super rare, available on approval only with all applications approved at the very top. And by that, I mean a man with a name ending in S. They say Terry Stern listens to every Patek Philippe minute repeater before it leaves the factory, and I find that believable. With cathedral gongs here, people ask, what is the difference? It doesn't necessarily create a louder minute repeater. What it does is it creates a more sonorous minute repeater. It enhances the tone, the sustain, and the lyrical quality of the chimes. And as chimes go, Patek Philippe minute repeaters are best in the business. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.